In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers dedicated to receive such notice. This notice is also posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board. Let's stand for an invocation from Councilwoman Pater, please.
Dear Lord, as we gather together this evening, we ask for your blessings on the people who have been chosen to lead this community. As we prepare to remember and honor those who have died serving our country on Memorial Day, watch over our first responders and community members attending all of our special events. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Dierkes?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer? Is absent. Councilwoman Pater?
Here.
Councilman Turner is absent.
Okay, next we need a approval of the minutes. Let's start with the regular session meeting on April 23rd, 2019. Do you have a motion?
Second.
No, we have a motion. Somebody didn't make a motion.
So moved.
Okay, we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have a approval of the work session meeting on May 7th, 2019.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion. We have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have a proclamation. I want to welcome the young ladies in the front row, some with orange, some with red. The proclamation is to declare the first Friday in June to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I'd like to read actually it's a proclamation. The proclamation declares the first Friday in June to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the Borough of Mountainside to honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence and to declare that we as a country must do more to reduce gun violence. Whereas every day 100 Americans are killed by gun violence, and on average there are nearly 13,000 gun homicides every single year. Whereas protecting public safety in the communities that serve is the mayor's highest responsibility. And whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizen goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories. Whereas mayors and law enforcement officers know their communities best and are most familiar with the local criminal activity and how to address it, and are best positioned to understand how to keep their citizens safe. Whereas in January 2013, Hadia Pendleton, a teenager who marched in President Obama's second inaugural parade and was tragically shot and killed just weeks later, should now be celebrating her 22nd birthday. Whereas to help honor Adelia and the 100 Americans whose lives are cut short and the countless survivors who are injured by shootings every day, a national coalition of organizations has designated June 7th, 2019, the first Friday in June, as the 5th National Gun Awareness Day. Whereas the idea was inspired by a group of Hadalia's friends who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange. They chose this color because hunters wear orange to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods, and orange is the color that symbolizes the value of human life. Whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 7th, the first Friday of June in 2019, to help awareness about gun violence. And whereas by wearing orange on June 7th, 2019, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and safety and honor gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. Whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and to pledge to all we can do to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage gun responsible ownership to help keep our children safe. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Paul N. Mirabelli and the Borough of Mountainside declares the first Friday in June, June 7th, 2019, to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I encourage all citizens to support their local community's efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence and to honor and value human life. Can I have a motion for that proclamation?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. It's hereby proclaimed that June 7th, 2019 is to be deemed, let me get it correct now, National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Where, is there some place we can get more, or though somebody can supply them so we can hand them out in the community? Okay, great. I don't know if one of you ladies wants to say a few words?
I do have something,
Okay,
if you-
fantastic. I knew you might.
Well, first we wanted to say thank you, Mayor and Council,
Sure.
for issuing this proclamation. It means a lot to us and the community.
Excuse me, can you come over to the podium?
the microphone,
Speak on the
please.
microphone. Thank you.
Is this on?
Better, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to extend an invitation to our first Union County Wear Orange Peace March and gathering together of communities on June 8th at 9 a.m. at Nomahegan Park in Cranford to honor the victims and survivors of gun violence. There have been 121 mass shootings in the U.S. so far in 2019. Sadly, we almost only remember the most recent, Highland Ranch School and the synagogue in Poway. We have forgotten the shooting in Aurora, Illinois that left 6 dead and 6 injured. Did you even know that 2 children ages 1 and 2 were shot in Baltimore recently? I would like to ask for a moment of silence for the victims of those shootings, along with the victims that we never hear about because gun violence is so prevalent in our country. I actually feel that using the word victim might make it easier for us to just bow our heads and quickly offer some form of solace to somehow make us feel better. So in your silence, I want you to think about this. If we spent 1 minute of silence for every person killed or injured this year, we would have to remain silent for 252 hours. 1.5 weeks of silence, and the year is not even half over yet. When you bow your head and imagine a lifetime as a survivor, when you bow your head, imagine that silence lasting forever when you can no longer put your arms around your friend, your relative, your parent, your sibling, or your child. So if we all want to take a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. I want to end by saying that while silence and reflection and honoring victims is essential because it helps us grieve and it joins us together so that communities are interwoven in our hearts and in our minds, we must also honor victims by using our voices as loudly as we possibly can, the best ways that we can. And that is why we are here tonight. That is why all over the country we are standing in council chambers, turning landmarks orange, and organizing community events. We need entire communities to join with their neighbors and come together and say no more. We can end we can end gun violence, but it is going to take you to stand up, to show up, and to speak up, and say that this must be fixed and that we're not going to go away until it is. That is why we wear orange, because in 2013, Hadia's friends said we will not be silent. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I live right up the street, so I can definitely bring some. How many are you looking for?
I don't know, how many?
The rec department, if they drop it off at the rec department,
Okay.
that would be great.
Okay. So let me go back.
I don't know,
and talk.
10,000 maybe?
Right, right,
We have to pin every single one of them, so it might be a while.
right?
But,
Whatever you
okay.
think. Okay.
Oh, the whole group.
Can we do the whole group?
Sure.
All right.
Maybe you
Okay,
grow
so-
wings and make me look good somehow.
That'd be hard.
Keep up the good work. Thank you. Keep it up. Anything else we can do, you let us know, okay?
Frank?
Okay, let's see. Next, we have some resolutions. First, we have Resolution 58 2017, 2019. I guess Glenn is not here, so we need to designate the bond anticipation note and special emergency note as qualified tax exemption obligations. These are bond anticipation notes that we renew every single year. And in order to get the best rate possible, we need to designate them as qualified tax exempt obligations. So I need someone to make a motion for Resolution 58-2019.
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 59-2019. Deanna?
This is for a contract for Oswald Enterprises for the inspection of various sanitary sewers for the amount of $41,145.98. So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Second?
Yes.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 60-2019. Renee, you want to, please?
Yes, this is a resolution for manhole rehabilitation at various locations in Mountainside, and that is for the amount of $49,907.40.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
These two, awarding these two contracts is just part of our ongoing commitment to the infrastructure in our town. The Oswald contract is to go through and make sure that all our sewers are in good shape, and when they find that they're not, then we can address them. And Dunbar Construction's contract award is to make sure that all the manholes are rehabilitated at various locations. It's very important that we maintain the integrity of these manholes because it prevents water, especially during rainstorms, from going into the manhole and into the sanitary sewer system. So, again, it's part of our commitment to protect our infrastructure. Next, we have Resolution 61-2019. Rachel?
This resolution allows the Borough of Mountainside to meet its financial obligations and maintain the tax collection rate, provide uniformity for tax payments, and save the unnecessarily cost and interest expenses on borrowing. The tax collector and our CFO have reviewed and computed an estimated levy in accordance with NJSA 54:4-66.3. Therefore, the mayor and council hereby authorize and direct and prepare and issue an estimated bill for the Borough of Mountainside for the third quarter of 2019 taxes. The entire estimate tax levy for 2019 is set at $36,317,861.08.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 62-2019. That's for the reappointment of Michael Frangella as our tax assessor. He's been the tax assessor for some time, and at this point, we need to do a little house cleaning, and appoint him as part of a four-year term as of July 1st, 2015 through June 30th of 2015. So I need a motion for that resolution.
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Next, we have Resolution 63-2019. Bob?
Yes. Whereas NJSA 48:4-5A provides transfers within certain appropriations within the municipal budget, the reserve municipal budget, the chief financial officer has advised the mayor and council that the borough of Mountainside the need for certain transfers within the 2018 budget exists, and whereas recommended these budget transfers be made retroactive back to March 31st, 2019. Now be it resolved that the following budget transfers are made in the 2018 municipal budget retroactive back to March 31st, 2019. $20,000 from police salary and wage line to police operating expenses line. $20,000 again moved from one line to another line. So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
This transfer was made necessary to help pay for the new uniforms for the four police officers that we have recently hired. So poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Taylor?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 64-2019. This is a resolution to adopt the personnel manual dated April 2019. So I need a motion for the adoption of the personnel manual.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 65-2019. Renee?
Yes, this is authorizing the sale of property shown on the borough tax maps as Block 14, Lot 14, and is also known as 937 Mountain Avenue. And in December of 2015, the town adopted a redevelopment plan entitled the Redevelopment Plan Barnes Tract. This is for sale price to a redeveloper for $3,100,000. And constructed on this site will be 32 residential housing units, of which 6 will be affordable housing units. So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
This represents the a very long process that we've gone and undertaken over a long period of time to sell the property that's known as the Barnes Tract. This is the resolution, or actually authorizing and the sale, and in order that we can close on it. Next, we have Resolution 66-2019. This is an add-on after the work session. A resident in Mountainside was attempting to sell their property when their surveyor began to do research about a storm water easement on the property. It appeared that the town records showed that the easement ran underneath the house. After some investigation, which caused a problem, and that he was not able to get title insurance, or his buyer could not get title insurance in order to sell the property. After we reviewed the engineering records, it was deemed that the sewer actually went around his property and down the side. So this is a resolution that will authorize me to sign an appropriate storm water easement on the property, and once that's done, the resident will be able to close on their property. So I need a motion for this resolution.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman
Yes.
Okay, next we have a first reading. It's an introduction on ordinance 1275-2019. Deanna?
Yes, whereas the governing body and of the Borough of Mountainside have decided to resurface Creekbed Road, and a grant award is now available from NJDOT in the amount of $280,000, and the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside concurs that this resurfacing is necessary. Now therefore be it ordained by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside, the sum of $280,000 be and is hereby appropriated by the resurfacing of Creekbed Road. Be it further ordains that the Borough of Mountainside shall be reimbursed by the State of New Jersey Department of Transportation in the amount of $280,000.
Okay, we have a motion for the first reading. Do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, so next we have bills and claims. Renee, you want to handle that, please?
Sure. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amount stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct this 21st day of May 2019. The same be paid after council's review, and if and when funds are available, and the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for the same in the amount of $178,739.61.
We have a motion to pay the bills. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have any council comments?
Yes.
I do.
We all do.
Okay, we all do.
Well, why don't you go with
Why don't you
Rachel?
start?
Okay, some upcoming senior events. We have our Connecting Generations, our painting class, which is for all ages, on May 31st at 3:30 p.m. The charge is $15 per resident. It is in the Mountainside Community Room, and all supplies and instruction will be provided. Please RSVP to the Mountainside Recreation Department. The senior prom will be held Saturday, June 15th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Deerfield School. The cost is $5 for residents and $15 for non-residents. This event is being sponsored by the Mountainside Rec Department and the Watts Foundation. Please RSVP by June 10th to our Senior Director, Kim Moriak. And finally, the Mountainside Restoration Committee would like to announce that the Levi Corey House will be open to the public for tours on Sunday, June 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. The first floor of the house is home to the Village Shop, which will be open during this open house event. The second floor of the house is home to the Levi Corey House Children's Museum. Tours last from 15 to 20 minutes, and they are recommended for both children and adults. So please stop by if you can attend. Thank you.
What do you want me to go next? Sure. Okay, I just want to let everybody know that on June 1st, Trailside, which is in Watchung Reservation, will be having a National Trails Day, and they will have various hikes. At 11:30, they'll be having the birding hike. At 2 o'clock, they will have an author who will discuss some of the best hikes in New Jersey. At 12:30, they'll have a sensory and friendly trail hike. And at 3 o'clock, they will have a stream hike. And I can also tell you something else on Trailside Nature Hike. It's great for children. My children are 2 and 5, and we've gone a few times and have had a great experience there. So I hope you all get out there and enjoy.
Where are they meeting? Where did they meet? Is it at the?
It's at the Trailside Nature and Science Center on June 1st.
Okay. Yes, it is EMS Appreciation Week. So hopefully you can all come out and visit our rescue squad. Tomorrow night is their open house, 6 to 9. I hope to see a lot of people there to support them.
And I have two things. This coming Monday is the Memorial Day Parade, the 8th year of the Mountainside Memorial Day Parade. It starts at 11:30 at Constitution Plaza, followed by a parade up Bridle Path to Wood Valley Road to Central, ending at Our Lady of Lourdes with a picnic and food and a really pretty great day. It's every year it's growing. Last year it was a fantastic time, and really get out and honor our veterans. So if you can get out, line the parade route along Bridle Path, Wood Valley. If you can't be there for the ceremony, just line, and the veterans will really appreciate people coming out and see that. Another thing is the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey is looking for bus travelers for the Port Authority Bus Terminal Advisory Council. The new Advisory Council will launch in July as a 12-month pilot program. Will be tasked with providing input to faculty management operations, customer service issues, and community impacts from operations. Bus Terminal Council members will meet every 2 months in either person or via teleconference. Applications to be on the council must be received by June 7th. The council will open to commuters who regularly travel through the bus terminal and to community residents who live within neighborhoods adjacent to the bus terminal. To obtain an application, I'm going to read it, but it's probably best you can ask Jim Debbie. Will have the information for it. If
Put it on the website, maybe.
yeah, but I mean I'll read it, but it's www.panj.gov capital A, capital P, capital A, capital B, capital T, capital A, capital C. And also at the Port Authority Bus Terminal Information Booth, they do have applications there. So if you want to, you can submit the application and get on a committee and maybe help Mountainside's commuters. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, like I said, James Debbie is the administrator, and we'll put it on the website and on the Facebook page, so if anybody has any, right?
Yeah, I have two announcements from the library. The Friends of the Library continue to provide free passes to 12 different museums in New York and in New Jersey to any library patron. If you stop by the library, you heard it, they are free passes to a number of museums. I know quite a few people that have taken advantage of it, and they say that the museums are fabulous. Also, the summer reading program, again, which is sponsored by the Friends of Mountainside Library, that's going to be kicking off shortly. There will be information available on the library website. It'll also be on the school ELF next week. These are just two examples of the many things that the Friends of the Mountainside Library sponsor to all of our residents. So I hope that everyone goes out and supports these programs, especially the free passes to the museums. It's really a fabulous giveaway. So if no one else has any comments,
Mayor, I have one more comment, if you don't mind.
Sure.
On the past Saturday, the beautiful Mountainside Committee did a triangle cleanup at Summit Road and by the gas station at Summit Road, Route 22. They're going to do a planning on June 1st if anyone would like to come and help out. If you see the triangle, it was pretty much in disrepair from the DOT and not taking care of the area, so they're going to clean it up a little bit. So it took a few hours just to clean out and level the soil and take all the debris away, and then they're going to do some planting there. So it was a good job. About 10 people showed up to help out, and it made for a nice day of seeing something get accomplished. So that's it.
okay, anyone else? Okay, any council, we did that already. Any audience participation? Come on, Liz, I know you're coming to talk to us. We welcome you back.
I'm Liz Truman. I live at 355 Cherry Hill Road in Mountainside. And I'm actually here to talk about a couple of items related to the budget, which I believe is passed, right?
Correct.
Okay. So the first one is that, I realize if I understand correctly, the net increase is $149,000, which is 1.7% increase in taxes to the taxpayer.
I don't have the figures in front of me. I know the dollar increase is $18 per assessed house.
So when I go through and I look by item, I was really interested in what the deal was with the legal fees. And the legal fees, there's an increase planned for $650,000.
I think it was 690, actually.
Okay, 690 increase?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, I think the total budget line was
I
690,000.
think it's 750, but I'm.
I don't have the figures in front of me, but
Well, I might, these things are kind of hard to read. It's 750. Some of it was maybe the 200 from last year.
That's
That's
correct.
included in the 750,
that's correct.
even though it was paid last year to the,
That was a special appropriation. Now we have to pay that special appropriation back.
right. So last year, we spent on legal fees, according to the budget, $611,000
I don't have it
versus
in
the
front.
original budget for 2018 of 275. So the 611 was kind of a lot, more than I expected, because when I had asked about how much we'd spent through the end of October, the number was closer to around 200. So after the election, there must have been like a lot of bills that came in for $400,000. But the $650,000, I mean, I remember it was about last year that this lawsuit first came about. And, with all of the things that happened, we were kind of led to believe that you thought you could not do it without increasing the taxes, hoping that you could do it. And a $650,000 increase with a net increase of $150,000, right, means that if you hadn't had to spend the $650,000 increase, our taxes wouldn't have had to go up 1.7%. They might have been able to go down 5%. And if the money which was saved to keep the increase to 150 instead of 650, that money must have been cut from other programs which either weren't needed to begin with, in which case they shouldn't have been in there, or they were things that the taxpayer is now doing without because of the legal fees. So I know that nothing changes. I know that this budget is passed, but on the modest increase of $150,000, the legal fees are $650. So if we hadn't had that, we might have paid it might have been a decrease of $500,000. And I think that that's important for the residents of Mountainside to know, especially because I was hoping that there wasn't going to be any increase at all. I mean, I'd love to see a decrease in my taxes with the additional revenue. And now, like, we're selling this property, like, wouldn't it be possible that some year we actually could get a decrease?
We're working towards that.
Okay.
And I can tell you, no programs were cut. We didn't cut any programs as part of this budget.
Well, we cut something that we would have spent money on.
No programs were cut.
The other line item that I wanted to ask about was the health insurance for the borough, because I'm seeing like that we're paying, that we have a family plan that we give to our employees at the cost of like $31,000. And I wanted to know, first of all, who is eligible in the borough to get health insurance?
All full-time employees.
Okay, so
And they've
part-time
been-
or not?
They are not, correct.
Okay, so, and do you know what percent they're paying as their sharing contribution?
I don't know the exact percent. That's done by statute.
Okay, well, it's 23.2 according to the budget this year. 23.2% is their share, and this is for the full-time employees getting it. So, I work in the private sector, and that's a very rich plan with a very low coinsurance. It's kind of the people who are getting it are very lucky. But the reason I'm bringing that up is this was brought up last year, and I thought maybe it would be gone this year. And I would like to understand why we are paying for one elected official.
That's me.
Okay. Why are we paying for your health insurance at a cost of $31,467 to the taxpayer?
Because of my length of service.
Because that's in the law?
That's correct.
And what percent do you pay as your sharing contribution?
Whatever the percent that everyone else pays.
No, you don't, according to the budget. Maybe the budget is
Whatever
wrong.
comes out of my pay is a percentage that everyone else pays.
Well, according to this, and I'm talking about I'm referring to the user-friendly budget, which
Sure.
is posted on the website. The other employees are paying $201,000 as their sharing contribution. The borough is paying $664,000, which makes their percentage 23.2. For the elected official, the cost is $31,000, for which the employee receiving it, which is you, is paying $940.
That's the contribution that I'm required to pay by statute,
Do you think that's fair?
what I'm entitled to at this time, so. For my length of service, I've been serving the borough for over 25 years.
Are there other, when does that kick in? Like the free health insurance for the elected official?
No longer is available to part-time elected officials.
Yeah, because
By
that's
statute.
the other thing. It's a part-time position, which is
But-
being funded by the taxpayer.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? We are going to have a short can I have a very short?
Let's hope so. Thank you.
Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey permits the public to be excluded from certain matters to be discussed by the governing body, whereas the mayor and council desire to discuss really it's just personnel, which are matters where exclusion of the public is permitted, whereas public disclosure of the results of this discussion will be made as soon as the matters discussed have been resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the aforesaid matters will be discussed in closed session, and that's going to be personnel. We'll meet in about 5 minutes.
Thank you.